A greedy minister believed he could fool the king forever. He secretly took gold from the poor and hid it for himself. But the king had already planned something unexpected, a test that would expose the truth in front of the entire kingdom. In a peaceful kingdom, there lived a wise and respected king. His people trusted him because he always stood for justice. But one day, the king discovered something shocking about one of his most trusted ministers, a secret that would soon change everything in the kingdom. This is the story of a greedy minister and the king who taught him a lesson he would never forget.
Long ago, in a beautiful and prosperous kingdom, a king ruled with wisdom and fairness. The people loved their king because he always listened to their problems and tried to help everyone equally. In the royal court, the king had many ministers who helped him manage the kingdom. Among them was a man named Raghav. Raghav was clever and intelligent, and for many years the king trusted him deeply. But behind his polite smile, Raghav had a dangerous weakness. He loved gold more than honesty. Slowly, his greed began to grow. Whenever he went to villages to collect taxes, he secretly demanded extra gold from poor farmers and villagers. He would tell them, "Pay more taxes or I will report you to the king." The villagers were frightened. They respected the king, but they feared the minister.
One day, a poor farmer who had lost almost everything decided he could no longer stay silent. With great courage, he traveled to the royal palace. Standing nervously before the king, he said, "Your Majesty, we are loyal to you, but the minister who collects taxes from our village takes more gold than we can afford. Many families are suffering." The king was shocked. He trusted Raghav for many years. It was hard for him to believe that his own minister could betray the people. But the king was wise. Instead of accusing Raghav immediately, he decided to test the truth.
So they stayed silent, even though their hearts were full of pain.
The next morning, the king called Raghav to the royal court. Calmly, he said, "Raghav, tomorrow you will visit the nearby villages again and collect the taxes. But this time, I want every coin brought directly to the royal treasury." Raghav bowed respectfully. "As you wish, Your Majesty." But in his heart, greed was still whispering to him. The king secretly ordered a few royal guards to follow Raghav from a distance. Their task was simple: watch everything. The next day, Raghav went to the villages again. Just as before, he demanded more gold from the villagers. The poor farmers reluctantly gave their coins. As Raghav was returning to the palace, he looked around carefully. Thinking nobody was watching, he took a small bag of gold and hid it under his cloak. He believed no one would ever know. But the king's guards had seen everything. They silently reported the truth to the king. The following morning, the royal court was filled with ministers and soldiers. The king called Raghav forward. "Did you collect the taxes from the villages?" the king asked. Raghav smiled confidently. "Yes, Your Majesty. Everything has been brought to the treasury." The king looked at him quietly. Then he said, "Everything?" Raghav nodded. "Yes, Your Majesty." The king slowly raised his hand. Suddenly, the guards stepped forward, holding a hidden bag of gold, the same bag Raghav had taken for himself. The entire court fell silent. Raghav's face turned pale. He realized his greed had finally been exposed. The king stood up from his throne. His voice was calm but powerful. "Raghav, I trusted you. I gave you power to serve the people, not to steal from them." Raghav fell to his knees. "Forgive me, Your Majesty, my greed blinded me." But the king replied, "When a man chooses greed over honesty, he loses the right to serve others." The king ordered that Raghav be removed from his position. All the stolen gold was returned to the villagers.
From that day forward, the people of the kingdom remembered an important lesson. Greed may bring temporary gain, but in the end, truth always reveals itself, and a wise leader never ignores the voice of the people.